Very much. Let me thank you, Congressman Jeffries, first of all, for your kind words and also for your continued leadership on this issue and so many other issues, and especially in helping us once again beat the drum on behalf of the American people to make sure that people know exactly what the Republican Tea Party members are engaged in this body. So thank you very much to you and Congressman Horsford for this. Also, I just want to say to Congresswoman Fudge, our chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, I want to thank her for her diligent work as chair, and especially in her continuing efforts to fight against the extreme ideology that deters us from the real work our constituents sent us here to do. Once again, we're calling now tonight on Congress to get back to work, putting Americans back to work. Rather than working together to create jobs, my Republican colleagues are pursuing a completely baseless lawsuit against President Obama at the expense of the American taxpayer. Mind you, never before has a sitting president been sued, not once. This lawsuit is nothing more than a political ploy designed for those who really want impeachment without cause. These Tea Party Republicans are driving the Republican Party to become so extreme and too conservative for the American people. To provide just one example, instead of voting on bipartisan immigration reform that will keep our families together, grow our economy, enhance national security, the House has voted more than 50 times to repeal real health care reform that provides 54 million people with vital preventive health services, like cancer screenings. We were sent here to Washington to help enhance the quality of life for the American people, not to engage in these lawsuits against the president for no reason. We were sent to Washington to make America a better place, to create jobs, to grow the economy, to lift up the most vulnerable, and to build ladders of opportunity for the 46.5 million Americans, including 6 million children, living in poverty today. This lawsuit is another example of the unfounded and wasteful and really unconscionable attacks on our president, who was twice elected by the American people. He does nothing to help the American people. And I tell you, it's really troubling to see the extremists in the Republican Party marching down a path that's not based on fact. But again, it's really nothing more than a political sideshow aimed at building its base. But it's a serious effort, I must say. Remember when President Obama, Congressman Jeffries, remember when he was first elected, Senator Mitch McConnell said that their goal was to make President Obama a one-term president? Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. So now they're trying something else. And really, it's quite shameful. And the fact is that it's being funded with taxpayer dollars. This is nothing short than a violation of our constituents' trust. It's exactly like the $2.3 million spent to preserve discrimination during the DOMA case. There's no constitutional or judicial precedent to adjudicate political disputes in the courts. We're ready and willing and able to have a serious conversation about creating opportunities into the middle class for people who are fighting and aspiring to become part of the middle class, who are living on the edges and on the margins. We're ready, and we've been fighting for this, and we want to have some consensus with the Republicans so we can move forward on this, rather than filing lawsuits to detract from the real work that the Republicans once again refuse to do. Every day I hear from my constituents about their real struggles. Too many of our constituents are looking for work. Too many are working full-time, and they're still living on the edge in poverty. 1 in 5 American children still lives in poverty. Too many people in my district and throughout the country face real challenges, challenges that Republicans continue to ignore while pursuing an ideologically motivated lawsuit. It's about time we put these political ploys aside and get back to work. We need to stop this politically motivated, extreme, and disturbing march toward impeachment, because that's where this is going, and hopefully the public understands that, and we need to end this lawsuit. Instead, we need to pass comprehensive immigration reform and fix a broken system that's tearing families apart. Also, we've got to pass a Voting Rights Act and protect the voting rights of all Americans. We need to put workers back to work, raise the minimum wage. We need to stop wasting taxpayer dollars on lawsuits and roll up our sleeves and get back to work. I believe that the American people are going to see right through this. So I want to thank the Congressional Black Caucus, Congressman Horstman and Jeffries, for giving us a chance to really pull back the veil on what is really taking place with regard to this lawsuit. Thank you again.
I thank the distinguished gentleman.